running down. They let him get it off. Pressure off the edge. Floater and another interception. And it's Gilmore. And here's the return. This one is batted into the air and picked off.
Extending the play. Turning the shoulders. Back across the grain and intercepted by Jaquiski Tartt.
So tanking in the NFL is a terrible idea, and only the trashiest of the trash NFL franchises actually do it. I mean, yeah, sure, there's those one or two exceptions where it actually works, but tanking's kind of like a lottery ticket. You'll hear about the $1 million winner in the paper, but 99% of them are in the trash can right outside 7-Eleven. And so when I think of the worst of the NFL franchises, sort of in the, last 20 years or so, these are the names that come to mind. The New York Jets, duh. The Chicago Bears, the Arizona Cardinals, the Carolina Panthers, and the Cleveland Browns. I think that's a pretty solid list, and for the Jets, it first started off with Sam Darnold, gunslinger from USC. He was kind of going to be the dude to finally turn things around down there. And then you blink your eyes and it's Zach Wilson. And for the Bears, Mitch Trubisky, the guy that they traded up for, he would finally be the guy to get that 4,000-yard season and take them all the way to the promised land. For the Cardinals, it was Josh Rosen, Chosen Rosen. And then you blink your eyes there, and now it's Mr. Call of Duty. And then for the Panthers, it's Bryce Young with an incredible 1-12 record. And then for the Cleveland Browns, it first started off with Johnny Manziel, Money Manziel, but the only time we're seeing him right now is in a documentary. And you blink your eyes there, and it's Baker Mayfield. And all of these guys were called in for these terrible franchises, and a lot of these franchises, they tanked. And so how did that work out? I mean, Rosen and Johnny Football are out of the league. Zach Wilson, Mitch Trubisky, and Baker Mayfield are kind of the journeyman type. And Kyler Murray is just way more focused on hardcore search and destroy than actually learning his playbook. And Bryce Young, while looking terrible, it's too early, but definitely not a good first impression. And so that is why I don't think fans should root for their team to tank. And once you're at the bottom, it is very, very hard to get out of there. And right now, Patriot fans want the Patriots to tank. They want Caleb Williams, Drake May, something like that. The grass is always greener, but I don't, and I don't agree with the concept. I want the Patriots to fight. I mean, I was happy 2 weeks ago that they beat the Steelers and they gave the Kansas City Chiefs a good game. I want a team that shows heart, not quiet quits like a Gen Z in their entry-level job. It's important to know that the 53-man roster is, mentally tough. And the other thing is how do you even know that quarterback's going to be any good? I mean, I just named a bunch of them that were busts, and when you think of the QBs in the league right now that are at the top, none of them were really from a tank situation. Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, they were late first-round picks for very stable organizations, and, in the cases of Mahomes and Rodgers, they didn't even play their first year because they were on a competitive team and they sat behind some very good quarterbacks. And Jalen Hurts in the second round, Russell Wilson in the third round, Dak Prescott, who's, before this Bills game was an MVP candidate, or the leading one, fourth round pick. And then Brock Purdy is literally Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, and he's now the clear favorite to win the MVP. And the point I'm trying to make is talent is everywhere, and you need a stable, smart organization to kind of identify where it is. I mean, as it pertains to the Patriots or any team trying to get better, how about you spend some money? The Patriots are 31st in real cash spend. How about, this upcoming season, go sign some free agents. Get some receivers. some O-line, because any quarterback, Caleb Williams, could be back there, but the dude's got 2 seconds to throw. Nothing's really going to change, and you need an organization that's going to value talent, that won't whiff on like 4 straight years of drafts. I mean, eventually that is going to catch up to you, and as is the case for the Patriots and all of these other teams, bad draft classes, being cheap. You want to start winning games, you got to build a good 53-man roster with tough people that are going to actually play to win, even when there's no more stakes.